Like if you found the video valuable. Every Tuesday at 4 p.m., the corner table of Café Doro sat occupied by the same young woman. Her name was Amelia Hart. She ordered a cappuccino, scribbled a few lines into her leather-bound notebook, and looked toward the door every few minutes, as if expecting someone. The baristas came to know her order by heart. The older ones smiled knowingly. The newer staff whispered guesses about her. Was she writing a novel? Waiting for a secret lover? Or simply addicted to the cafe's soft almond biscotti? But what no one knew was this: Amelia was waiting. Not for fame or fiction, but for a man she hadn't seen in 364 days. Exactly 1 year ago, she had met Luca Montreux. They'd both reached for the same book in the old bookstore down the street, A Movable Feast by Hemingway. Their fingers touched, and their eyes met. He offered her the book. She declined. He insisted. She gave in. But before leaving, she asked him, "Why did you give it to me?" He replied with a grin, "Because if you love something, you give it freely. And if it's meant to return to you, it does." Amelia, half blushing, half curious, invited him for coffee. They walked to Café Doro, sat at the corner table, talked until the moon replaced the sun. Over the next 2 weeks, they met 6 times. Walks under Florence's orange skies. Conversations about poetry and astronomy. Laughing over burnt toast and spilled wine. Neither dared to say the word, love, but both felt its quiet presence. Then, suddenly, Luca was gone. On their 7th meeting, he sat down across from her, visibly shaken. "I have to leave," he said. "My father's had a stroke. I have to go back to Lyon. Indefinitely." Amelia stared at her half-full cappuccino. "So, this is goodbye?" "No," he said firmly. "Next year. Same time, same place. Tuesday, 4 p.m. If you're here, I'll know." "And if I'm not?" she asked. "Then I'll know too." He kissed her forehead, left her a handwritten note, folded and sealed, and disappeared into the late spring air. She didn't open the note. Not then. Not for months. By autumn, she had accepted that Luca might not return. She finally read the note. Inside, in his unmistakable cursive, "In another world, I would have asked you to wait. But in this one, I ask you to live. If life leads you back here, I'll be waiting." The note wasn't a promise. It was a hope, and Amelia, ever the romantic, chose to believe in it. So, every Tuesday at 4 p.m., she returned. Even when it rained, even when tourists packed the square, even when her heart whispered, "He's not coming." The year passed. Spring returned. So did the butterflies. On the 52nd Tuesday, Amelia arrived in a soft blue dress, the same one she wore the day they met. Her notebook sat closed on the table. Her coffee, untouched. Her heart, uncertain. 4 p.m. She looked at the door. Nothing. 4:07 p.m. Still nothing. She smiled politely at the barista and opened her notebook, pretending to write. 4:14 p.m. A gust of wind stirred the cafe's hanging plants. The bell over the door chimed. She didn't look up. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" a familiar voice asked. She froze. Slowly, she raised her eyes, and there he was. Luca, older, thinner, a hint of gray in his beard. But those same warm eyes. That same crooked smile. "Hi," he said softly. She wanted to speak but couldn't. Her throat tightened. "I came every Tuesday," he said, setting a familiar envelope on the table. "In Lyon. Same time. Different place." She blinked. "You waited too?" He nodded. "Until my father passed. I told myself if I ever returned, I'd look for the cafe first. And I found it. Today." "I didn't think you would," she whispered. "I wasn't sure either," he said. "But I hoped." She laughed quietly, tears forming. "Hope's a dangerous thing. Or a beautiful one," he replied. They talked for hours. About what they'd missed. What had changed. What hadn't. He never married. Neither did she. He still read Hemingway. She still wrote in her notebook, about him, mostly. The city dimmed into twilight. The cafe emptied. He reached across the table, fingers grazing hers again. "Can we start again?" Amelia smiled. "No." He looked confused. "Because we never ended," she said.